This is my series called Dear Diary, Dear God. Today's journal entry is going to be in two parts, part 3 and part 4, of how moving in silence is powerful. Part 3 is about how I almost gave up and stopped doing what God told me to do. Part 4 is about why God keeps you in the silent season and how this can have a major impact on your life. This is my journal entry, part 3. In this journal entry, I open up about the moment doubt started creeping up. Not because God changed his mind, but because I let other voices get louder than his. I almost talked myself out of everything he showed me. If you ever second-guessed your purpose, felt discouraged, or questioned what God placed in your heart, this is for you. Let's take every thought captive and choose to believe what God said over what people say. I titled this journal entry, I Almost Talked Myself Out of My Purpose. Dear Diary, Dear God, I didn't think it would happen like this. I didn't think I would be the one to question something you showed me so clearly. But somehow, I let other voices get louder than yours. At first, I was confident. I had peace. I had clarity. I had that quiet knowing that this was from you. But after I shared it, everything shifted. It wasn't immediate. It was subtle. A comment here, a question there, a little hesitation, a little doubt, and somehow those small moments started to grow. Not in them, but in me. I started replaying what they said. I started replaying, overthinking, and second-guessing. Looking at my vision through their eyes instead of yours. And before I knew it, I went from, I know God told me this, to, what if I'm wrong? God, that scares me to even admit. Because how did I let doubt grow so easily in something you gave me? But then I realized something. Doubt doesn't always come loudly. Sometimes it whispers. And if you're not careful, you'll start agreeing with it. Your words say in James 1 verse 6, but when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. Because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea. And that's exactly how I felt. Unstable, back and forth, up and down, certain one moment, unsure the next. And I hated that feeling because I knew what you showed me. But I also knew what I heard from others. And somewhere in the middle, I started losing myself. But then you reminded me in Romans 12 verse 2, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I realized this wasn't just about people anymore. This was about my mind, my thoughts, my focus, my ability to hold on to what you said, even when it's not being confirmed by anyone else. Because the truth is, if I don't protect my mind, I won't protect my purpose. And if I keep entertaining doubt, I will talk myself out of everything you're trying to do in my life. God, I don't want that. I don't want to abandon what you gave me just because it's not understood by others. I don't want to shrink what you showed me just because it makes people uncomfortable. I don't want to lose my calling because I listened to the wrong voices. So today, I'm making a decision. I'm choosing to trust what you said to me more than what anyone else says. I'm choosing to guard my mind, guard my peace, guard my belief, because not every voice deserves access to what you planted in me. And not every opinion deserves a seat in my spirit. Your word reminds me in 2 Corinthians 10, verse 5, we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm taking every doubtful thought, every fearful thought, every what if I can't thought, and I'm replacing it with truth, your truth. Because if you said it, that settles it. Even if no one else sees it yet. God, thank you for catching me before I talked myself out of my purpose. Thank you for reminding me that belief is something I have to protect intentionally. And thank you for showing me that silence isn't just about people. It's about protecting my mind from becoming my biggest obstacle. My final thought, what I didn't understand yet was this: why would God give me something and then allow me to go through a season where nothing is happening? Why the waiting, the silence, the hidden season? And when I finally understood that, everything changed. Because maybe the silence isn't the problem. Maybe it's the preparation. God, now I'm starting to understand why you kept me in quiet seasons and what it really means. In the next part is where everything starts to make sense. Remember, God's plan for you is too big to be stopped by doubt. This is part 4. Why God keeps you in a silent season. Silence can be hard. Waiting can be painful. But what if the quiet season isn't a delay? It's divine preparation. In this journal entry, I share what God revealed about the purpose behind the silence, the waiting, and the hidden season. If you're in a place where nothing seems to be happening, hold on. This will encourage your heart. Dear Diary, dear God, I used to think silence meant something was wrong. That if nothing was happening, nothing was working. That if I couldn't see progress, I must be failing or falling behind. But now I see it differently, because maybe silence isn't emptiness. Maybe it's intentional. Your word says, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. And I'm starting to realize this season I'm in, it has purpose, even if it doesn't look like it, even if it doesn't feel like it. Because God, you're not just concerned with where I'm going. You're concerned with whom I'm becoming. And the reason things are quiet is because you're working on me in ways that don't need an audience. Because what you're building in me has to be stronger than what's waiting for me. And I didn't understand that before. I thought I needed movement. I thought I needed visible progress. I thought I needed confirmation. But what I really needed was transformation. Your word says in Isaiah 60, verse 22, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Not when I rush it, not when I force it, not when I get impatient, but when you say it's time. And that requires trust and patience. The kind of trust that doesn't need proof. The kind of trust that stays steady, even in silence. Because maybe the silence is protection. Protection from moving too soon. Protection from being seen before I'm ready. Protection from things and people that could disrupt what you're building. In Psalms 37, verse 7, be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Be still. That part used to frustrate me because being still feels like doing nothing. But now I see being still is actually obedience. It's choosing faith over fear, trust over control, peace over panic. It's saying, God, even when I don't understand, I trust you. And that's not easy, because the world tells me to move fast, to post everything, to prove everything. But you're teaching me something different. You're teaching me to build in private, to grow without pressure, to become without needing to be seen. Because when it's time, you will reveal it, and nothing and no one will be able to stop it. God, thank you for this season, even the quiet parts, even the waiting, even the moments where I felt forgotten. Because now I understand. I was never forgotten. I was being prepared for something bigger. than what I can see right now. And if silence is where you're shaping me, then I don't want to rush it anymore. I want to grow through it. So today, I release the need to rush, the need to force, the need to understand everything right now. And I choose to trust your timing. Because if it's in your hands, it's in the best hands. My final thought. Now I finally get it. Why I had to be quiet. Why I had to wait. Why everything felt hidden. Because what God is building doesn't need to be rushed. And when it's finally revealed, it won't need to be explained either. It will speak for itself. God, I didn't lose time. I was being prepared for the moment that changes everything. And what happens next? That's the part I've been waiting for. This is when it all comes together in perfect divine timing, God's timing. Patience, silence, not rushing, enjoying life, and God's divine timing. These are the key words to having a peaceful life. And this is what I've learned. I hope this video has touched you in a way that has touched me. I hope you enjoy the video. Like, comment, and subscribe for more journal entries. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.